Okay, we're back, and before we start up any of the things involving in that investigation of whatever the place was, I can't really remember off the top of my head. It's been about a day since I last recorded. We're gonna have some conversations with a few people, starting with Josephine.
Has no one... And what else did Lady Forsythia say? That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition. Anything else? She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother. That does sound like her. Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention. You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Navarra, your worship.
Not working out too well.
It's become a somewhat delicate task.
That's euphemistic, but fair enough.
She'll have us flogged alive.
I believe she meant flayed alive. Her ladyship tends to confuse metaphors when she's excitable. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
I have time, if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit, there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss. Right on the parlor floor. In front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Jenner still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt with that mustard taint on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
It went by so quickly I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
No one else here has your experience, Josephine. Or your stories.
I'll try to curtail their length next time. But I leave feeling less troubled than I have in weeks.
Okay, that was a thing that happened. So now I'm back up in my quarters, I guess. I'm not interested in doing that. Alright, let's go back downstairs, and we'll have some more conversations with different people.
Anything interesting?
A letter regarding Felix, Alexius's son. He went to the Magisterium, stood on the Senate floor and told them of you. A glowing testimonial, I'm informed. No news on the reaction, but everyone back home is talking. Felix always was as good as his word.
Was?
He's dead. The Blight caught up.
Shit.
Are you alright?
He was ill, and thus on borrowed time anyhow.
That doesn't mean you can't regret his death.
I know. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I was working late in his father's study. Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. I like trouble, he'd say. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
With the two of you...
Felix and I? What an odd question. No, I had no intention of abusing Alexius's hospitality by seducing his son. Not that I've been proper my whole life, by any means. It wasn't like that. Even in illness, Felix was the best of us. With him around, you knew things could be better.
You make it sound like he was a better person than you.
What a mad thing to say. Few people are better than I. Very well, a better person, clearly, not nearly as handsome. Thankfully, Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas.
Huh. What's up, Fiona?
It doesn't surprise me you found the Wardens mixed up in all this. From first-hand experience, you should be wary any time my old order is involved.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I've been meaning to ask. How exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
We're mostly relieved. An alliance with the Inquisition offers security, although who knows for how long.
I'll leave you to it.
Alright. There's a quest I can acquire somewhere along here. Not sure where, though. Oh, it's probably with Varric. It's downstairs, I believe. Is it with Varric?
No,
it's with Mother Giselle.
To discuss, Inquisitor.
Alright. What's up?
My Lord Inquisitor, it's good of you to speak with me. I have news regarding one of your companions, the Tevinter.
Has Dorian done something wrong?
No, thankfully. It's nothing like that. I have been in contact with his family. House Pavus, out of Carenas. Are you familiar with them?
He's mentioned his family. They don't appear to be on good terms.
Yes. I believe you're correct. The family sent a letter describing the estrangement from their son and pleading for my aid. They've asked to arrange a meeting quietly without telling him. They fear it's the only way he'll come. Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man, I'd hoped...
Just what kind of meeting do you have in mind?
I believe they just want to talk, to understand why Dorian felt he had to come here. Somewhere private, away from Skyhold, but not in Tevinter. You make them nervous, I think. They don't understand why he's here with the Inquisition. They want him to come home.
What happens if Dorian doesn't agree?
Hopefully that will be the end of it. If not, well, that's why you should be there.
Why would his family contact you?
Because they don't know you, Inquisitor. I am not of the Imperial Chantry, but they know what I represent. These are parents concerned about the welfare of their son. How could I not do whatever possible? I would speak to the young man myself, but he does not care for me.
So
Does
so.
it come to you? If any good can come of this, we must try.
They don't want Dorian to know. That seems odd.
They believe the young man would refuse, and the letter implies he'd have cause. Yet, they are remorseful for whatever came before. This is a chance for dialogue. There is deceit in bringing the young man to this meeting without his foreknowledge, I know. But does it not lead to a greater kindness if there is potential for reconciliation?
Are you sure this isn't some kind of trap? I mean, the secrecy.
That did occur to me. What if it is a plot of those mages, the Venatori? Another reason to put this in your hands, Inquisitor. I pray that isn't the case. But if it is, you are far better equipped than I to respond to such treachery.
I'll see what I can do.
Bless you, Inquisitor. The family will send a retainer to meet the young man at the Red Cliff Tavern, to take him onward. If he truly does not wish this reunion, he can always end the matter there. I shall pray for your success, and the young man's happiness. That's all we can hope for. Is it not?
Official looking letter? Speak to Dorian about the letter. Bring Dorian to the Golden Lantern. Your Reverence, I understand that you feel inadequate to the task of bringing Dorian to a secret meeting. Even in the asking, I find it difficult to believe myself. Considering my son has rebuffed all contact, this is the only way. I know him. He would be too proud to come if he knew. Even just to talk. That is all we wish to do. The thought of Dorian in the south placing himself in the path of such danger alarms us more than I can express. If this somehow succeeds, we have a family retainer at the Vandal Hills watching for Dorian's arrival. He will bring the boy to us somewhere private. If Dorian utterly refuses to go with him, it ends there, and there is nothing we can do. We're at our wits' end. Graciously yours, Magister Hallward of House Pavus. I think I'll go ahead and talk to him about it, but if it doesn't go well, I might reload, even though that is kind of cheating. I'm not really interested in, like, losing a quest just because, you know, I want it to be compassionate. But yeah, we'll see. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. We'll have a 1 second quick conversation with Dorian. See where it goes.
I ran into Fiona. Seems you have Alexius serving the mages. There's some justice in that after what he did to them. Maybe one day he'll realize it.
Tell Dorian about his family's intended meeting. Alright.
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous proposal from some Antivan dowager?
Not quite. It's from your father.
From my father? I see. And what does Magister Hallward want, pray tell?
A meeting.
Show me this letter. I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
This could be the Venatori. Lure us somewhere remote, then an ambush.
Perhaps. Although this does look like my father's penmanship. Or, could he have joined the Venatori? No, that can't. Well, anything is possible. Let's go. Let's meet this so-called family retainer.
Alright.
If it's a trap, we escape and kill everyone. You're good at that. If it's not, I send the man back to my father with a message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
There seems to be bad blood between you and your family.
Interesting turn of phrase. But you're correct. They don't care for my choices, nor I for theirs.
Because you wouldn't get married. Because you left.
That too.
Let's go meet this retainer then.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
Alright, we'll do that at some point. The Golden Lantern. I know I've been there before. Golden Lantern. Oh, yeah, okay, that's back in the Hinterlands. I remember now. That's like a tavern. So yeah, I'll check that out at some point. I don't think it'll be in this video, but we will check it out. That's for sure. We might. We'll see. But we're gonna talk to some more people, though.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
All right then. Thanks for that. I got a few people down here. I wanted.
Finally died. It was a blessing, really.
I'd like to talk to Blackwall. I imagine he has some sort of input on this whole calling situation.
Is mine?
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
I don't want to see your penis. Honestly, I don't.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. He doesn't talk much. So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori? Or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't think the Chant of Light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink.
I get it.
I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option, but a few faces might help.
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
Those two soldiers might think you're an arsehole.
So?
It was good to get their perspective.
Yeah. Sounds like we could use an easy win for boys like Tanner. And vets like Mira have seen enough to be wary. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that. No matter what comes next.
Hopefully it doesn't force me to stick to that armor. Ah, what's this shit? What am I wearing? A mage cowl? And they gave me like extra shit that I don't want. Get rid of this nonsense. Yes, destroy that. Destroy that too. Put my stuff back on. Okay. So I think we have probably Cassandra
sliced plums on the windowsill
in
again.
here. Who's
The
this?
juice
Oh,
is
that's.
attracting flies.
I don't care about that
There are
person.
spiders everywhere.
Oh,
The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
are you talking? Stop saying things. I'll talk to Iron Bull again next time. I gotta find Cassandra and Blackwall. Where are they? Oh, wow. Right, I need to speak to the trainers. Forgot about that. Okay, so there's Blackwall up there. Sarah, Cassandra, and Iron Bull. They're all in the area. Right, okay, Cassandra's over here.
I can keep staring at this, but I won't get any closer.
Something I can help you with?
Yes. Possibly. We saw so many Red Templars at the assault on Haven. Perhaps all that was left of the Order. What we didn't see was Lord Seeker Lucius. Indeed, I've seen no hint of any Seekers amongst the Red Templars, or anywhere. I have a growing suspicion Corypheus has imprisoned them.
Why imprisoned? He could just as easily have killed them.
Not easily. But yes, they may be dead. But the Seekers began this war against the mages. They cannot have simply vanished. There must be a trail we can follow, yet so far I have only discovered hints.
But they could have ended up just like the Red Templars.
Seekers do not use lyrium. I assume Corypheus gained control of the Templars by corrupting the lyrium they were already taking. To do the same to a Seeker, you'd have to force the lyrium upon him. That may be what happened, but it couldn't have begun that way. We're missing a piece of the puzzle, Inquisitor. I need to find it.
Finding them obviously means a lot to you.
I left the Order, but I can never abandon them. I cannot even claim that rescuing them would be beneficial. They wouldn't look kindly on the Inquisition. But even so, if there's a chance... If we can spare resources to follow up on these leads, Inquisitor, I would appreciate it.
Alright, so have Cullen, Liliana, or Josephine investigate the disappearance of the Seekers. Alright. Oh, I'm all the way back here now? I didn't say I wanted that. What the fuck, man? Okay, so we gotta go back all the way over here. And, go upstairs, kind of? Wait. No, yeah, this is the right way. We'll try to get to Blackwall. Oh, we got another quest. A lot of new quests we can pick up. What's up, Colin?
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. They're in Fall Redoubt. The Knights were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
The Red Templars swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain strength. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
Are you angrier at Corypheus or Samson?
I don't know. Samson at least should know better. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
Alright, sorry if you can hear that background noise. There's a leaf blower or something outside. Where the fuck? Where is Blackwall? God damn it. Took me a little while to find you.
Yes?
Oh, great. I thought there would be some sort of cutscene or something. Oh well.
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus.
You were there.
He's been known to influence the minds of Wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
If this is true, then all Wardens are in danger. Even you. We'd better find your brothers.
I agree. If Hawk's given you an idea where to start, we should get moving immediately.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
He was there. Why do I need to retell him what
The
happened?
horses. I forgot about the Ferelden horses.
The Ferelden horses? What are you talking about? Oh, I can choose a mount. Okay. That's kind of cool, actually. I didn't realize that was something I could do. Yeah, there's only one type of horse I can pick up at the moment, though.
This is a fine fortress. It's very quiet. I wonder if you tire of quiet. I am keen, Inquisitor. I bring the Maelstrom, the Tempest. Are you interested?
I'm ready to give your tutelage my full attention.
Your full attention? Dangerous. They say you're in charge. I say, from where? From the thick of things? From the fore? That's how you create victory. You wade in, smash a glass, make a mess, and change the battle from within. You may think you now lead, but when you're the Tempest, you're someone to follow.
Very well. Let's see where this leads.
Grand. But first, we set the conditions. This instruction, the first and least, will show the path your store will take. Small steps, Inquisitor. The last of the car.
This seems really boring. Yeah, fuck this. I'm not doing this for... Yeah, I'm not doing this for, like, for videos. I'll take a look at it, and if it seems interesting at some point, I'll try it out, but that looks like more filler. So, that's one thing that really bothers me about this game, especially from a Let's Play perspective, is that I don't know what's going to be filler and what isn't. So it's very hard to differentiate as to what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. So we'll go ahead and talk to Liliana real quick, see if she has anything to add, and then we'll go back to the war room. Where the hell is she? There you are. Holy shit. Okay.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment.
Yeah, he's a disappointment.
I am, however, glad that he is with us. Even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in the Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend, and there were so many things going wrong.
Things going wrong? I'm shocked.
I was there when the hero Ferelden defeated the Archdemon. We won the day, and I thought the Maker smiled on me. When the Divine requested my help, I went to her. I owed her that much. I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You were grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now, enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
Alright.
I'll leave you to your work.
In order to do that, I need to be away from you. Okay, so we're going to go back down to the war room now. We've had enough conversation. Also, I took a look at the perks, by the way. And I'm still not interested in anything quite yet. It looks like the few that I would be interested in don't become available until I get one more perk.
Not
so
yet. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Okay, so the continuation of the Hardened Hightown tasks. A letter has arrived at Skyhold addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Okay. Alright, so we've been looking for the for Crestwood's mayor, who evidently is the one who flooded Old Crestwood and, you know, killed all the people who were infected with the blight. So I sent Cullen to find where he is. And note to Skyhold's gate guards. I hear the mayor of Crestwood's been found. When he comes in, stick him in the holding cells. Let him stew there until the Inquisitor brings him out for judgment. Galore Blythe. Then hunt for Therenfall Redout. I guess that's how Cullen called it, or Cullen said it. The demon who's been on the run, it seems. The demon was clever enough to impersonate everyone from the Seeker Pentagast, or from Seeker Pentagast, to the chief, to even me at one point. But we caught it and put it down. There wasn't much left of the body after we killed the thing, but it had missives with useful information. Most of them confirmed that what we already knew, the Elder One planning to kill Empress Selene and march an army of demons across Orlais. But I'll pass them to Sister Liliana regardless. The demon also held some items the Inquisition might find handy. Hope they help. Lieutenant Primicius Aclassi. So we got some spirit essence and some influence out of that. Excuse me. Alright, so what should we do now? The thing with Cassandra could be important. I don't remember where it was. Where was it? Oh. Okay, locate the missing Seekers. The attack on Haven showed that Corypheus corrupted and controlled the Templar Order. This should have been impossible under the watch of her fellow Seekers, but they, and particularly Lord Seeker Lucius, are now nowhere to be found. How they vanished or, as Cassandra believes, was something done to them. With effort, the truth may come to light, Liliana, and as she says, the Seekers have many secret hideaways. According to Cassandra, these would be the first places agents should search. Go ahead and do that.
What we have.
So now that's underway. Most of the Orlais stuff is taken care of, but I want to go ahead and do this thing in the friend in whatever the fuck land.
The city has agreed to send us 6 guardsmen.
Not raw recruits. With luck, they'll know which end to grip a sword by.
Okay, so a friend of Carina's. Apparently, this has something to do with is regarding Dorian. According to Dorian, while most Tevinter magisters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is and are trying to expose it. A magister contacting Carina's, by the name of Maverus Tilani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which would see Venatori activity sharply curtailed in Tevinter. Dorian suggests that quiet Inquisition support of Maverus would be beneficial and ultimately could drum up support from other magisters fearful of what Corypheus represents. So, Josephine's the best for it, and she's actually the only one that can do it, so it doesn't really matter. I have contacts in Tevinter, although not many. Still, trading a few favors could help this magister a great deal.
At your service.
Alright, so we have that underway. Now, I think that the whole Venatori agent thing would probably be best for... Shit, what was her name? Liliana. So we're going to hold off on that one for now. What would be best for Cullen? It has power in it. I just imagine that's either going to be Josephine or Cullen, because, you know, regarding wealth and all that. No, Cullen's best for it. Power for a price. A formal document with impeccable filigree. For filigree? I don't know. It is time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of his influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls. Where they could not be engaged with plight or passion, they can be compelled through mercenary means. But there must be a display. Jesus Christ, make it known. I kept on wanting to say may it known for some reason, but make it known that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, we need not curry influence, he can simply buy it. The esteemed Ferris, the representative. So, Cullen says, a grand march. If we are to show weight, show the legion that you command.
To work?
I like how he says that. It's very matter of fact. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold off just a little bit longer before we go do that whole thing with the wardens out in Orlais. We're going to address the issue with Dorian in the Golden Lantern. So that's where we're going next.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Pavus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
I should leave you to work this out.
Oh, no, you don't. I want a witness. I want someone to hear the truth.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
I'll need you to explain that.
Did I stutter? Men and the company thereof, as in sex. Surely you've heard of it.
This is not exactly news, Dorian.
And why should it be? Why should anyone care? I have no idea.
This display is uncalled for.
No, it is called for. You called for it by luring me here.
This is not what I wanted.
I'm never what you wanted, Father. Or had you forgotten?
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind, the perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Don't leave it like this, Dorian. You'll never forgive yourself.
Tell me why you came.
If I knew, I would drive you to the Inquisition.
You didn't. I joined the Inquisition because it's the right thing to do. Once, I had a father who would have known that.
Once, I had a son who trusted me. A trust I betrayed. I only wanted to talk to him, to hear his voice again, to ask him to forgive me.
He says we're alike. Too much pride. Once I would have been overjoyed to hear him say that. Now I'm not certain. I don't know if I can forgive him.
He tried to change you.
Out of desperation. I wouldn't put on a show, marry the girl, keep everything unsavory, private and locked away. Selfish, I suppose. Not to want to spend my entire life screaming on the inside. He was going to do a blood ritual. Alter my mind. Make me acceptable. I found out. I left.
Can blood magic actually do that?
Maybe. It could also have left me a drooling vegetable. It crushed me to think he found that absurd risk preferable to scandal. Part of me has always hoped he didn't really want to go through with it. If he had. I can't even imagine the person I would be now. I wouldn't like that, Dorian.
Are you all right?
No, not really. Thank you for bringing me out there. It wasn't what I expected, but it's something. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
I think you're very brave.
Brave?
It's not easy to abandon tradition and walk your own path.
At any rate, Time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime, if you've a mind.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with me, young man.
If I wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more convincing, I assure you.
Your glib tongue does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me, Your Reverence.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
What's going on here?
It seems the revered mother is concerned about my undue influence over you.
It is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
You might need to spell it out, my dear.
This man is of Tevinter. His presence at your side, the rumors alone.
What's wrong with him being from Tevinter, specifically?
I'm fully aware that not everyone from the Imperium is the same.
How kind of you to notice. Yet still you bow to the opinion of the masses.
The opinion of the masses is based on centuries of evidence. What would you have me tell them?
The truth?
The truth is I do not know you, and neither do they. Thus, these rumors will continue.
Oh? I'd like to hear what these rumors are, exactly.
I could not repeat them, your worship.
Repeat them? So you've shared them before?
See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he is without ulterior motive, then I humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
Well, that's something.
This sort of thing happens often, does it?
More than anyone tells you. No one knows their own reputation.
Until someone helpfully informs them.
There is that. She meant well, if that's of any concern. I don't know if you're aware, but the assumption in some corners is that you and I are intimate.
Okay.
But that's a lie. There's no truth to it at all.
Has that ever stopped anyone?
It should.
You're such an idealist. Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor. I have precious few friends. I didn't think to find one here. Don't speak. I detest confessions, and I'd like to get this over with. Allow me to say I'll stand beside you, against Corypheus, my countrymen, or spurious rumor, so long as you'll have me.
Wow. I did not think that, sexuality was an issue in this land. This last, like, 20 minutes has shed a major light on that. I'm really surprised, you know, because I knew there was, like, severe racism that's hurled towards the elves, but I didn't think homosexuality or anything of that nature was in any way, you know, looked down upon.
Inquisitor.
Huh, alright. That's weird. I think Dorian has skyrocketed up as definitely my favorite character at this point, I'd have to say. Varric is still up there, but I definitely enjoy Dorian just because he has a certain depth to him that I think most of the characters lack. Now that we have all that shit done with, I think it's time that we finally start working on the Western approach. So let's take a look. I have like, Jesus Christ, I have 52 power right now. Okay, investigating the Western approach. Commander Cullen, our scouts confirm the Inquisitor's report. A large force of Grey Wardens has moved
Have you heard
into...
anything?
Shh,
Not yet. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Shut up. Just shut up. I'm gonna kill you both. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna kill you both and send you to the rift. Force of Grey Wardens has moved into the Western approach. We need to establish a foothold out there immediately. Knight Captain Rylan. So, I recommend immediate deployment of troops to secure a position in the Western approach. Sounds good. Commander Cullen, our scouts confirm the Inquisitor's report. A large force of Grey Wardens has moved into the Western approach. We need to establish a foothold out there immediately. Knight Captain Rylan. Sounds good. Let's go. Who should we bring? Okay, Dorian has a new tarot card now. That's interesting. I'm not really sure why. Is that like one of those loyalty things? Like, because I've done his whole backstory thing. Kind of like Mass Effect 2, it did a similar thing. Where, like, they would change their outfits once they were loyal to you. I wonder if the same thing happens with this. And I bet you I'm going on Cassandra's involving the Seekers. If somebody could shed a light on that for me, I'd appreciate it. So we'll bring Cassandra, Blackwall, and Dorian. It's a good group. It's a good group I got here. I like these three as my squad mates. So let's do it.
Visitor, welcome to the Western Approach. We've sighted Warden activity to the southwest, but no one's been close enough to figure out what they're doing. Between the sandstorms and the vicious wildlife, we haven't made it far out here. One of my men got too close to a poison hot spring and gave me a slightly delirious report of a high dragon flying overhead. In short, this might just be the worst place in the entire world. Be careful out there.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's good to know what I'm in for.
Sorry I don't have more for you. We intercepted a Venatori messenger and, persuaded him to give up the orders he was carrying. We have them here. This entire place. It just feels like something's not right. Be careful.
Well, that's ominous.
If you have a moment.
I don't. Fuck off. Okay, in this intercepted Venatori message, Octavian, with our allies, the Templars, redeploying and abandoning their mine in the canyons, we will now focus our efforts on the excavations and the summoning attempts. Go have a word with our White Claw associates. I'll be sending further resources your way. Apparently I can upgrade Dorian, actually. This place is rather large, it appears. Well, not really. It's actually not that big. Okay. I think I'm going to spread out a little bit, discover some of these camps real quick. And, yeah, and try to get the map uncovered. And we will go ahead and get into this place further in the next video.